Okay, it's a little windy out here because it's raining, but I wanted to talk to you guys about track, of course. So, as a lot of you know, well, for those who don't know me, I'm a 400, 800 meter runner. I've been running since 2010, and it is 2025, so I've been running for about 15 years. Throughout my time, I broke school records in high school and in college, and I was US #1 in high school and college. Right now, I am post-collegiate pro. You know, this debate about what qualifies somebody a pro track and field athlete. But that's for another video. But more about me. My best event is the 800. My personal record is a 2:1:37. That was the time that broke the school record at UM. It's broken now by Gigi. Her full name is Gabriella Grimson. You should check her out. But with that, I just want to talk about my journey. Right, there's been ups and downs, but I'm just grateful. I'm really just grateful for everything, because there were some points where I wanted to quit, especially after, there were some points when I wanted to quit, not only when I was doing bad, but when I was doing good as well. Because when I was doing good, it's like I felt like people were just watching, like everybody was just watching me, right? Wanted me to either do good and that I don't want to let those people down, and then some people are literally praying that I lose or get hurt or whatever. But it's been a long journey, and on both sides, right? Because this past year was the first year back that I competed, because I took a year off of not competing at all. It was just circumstantial. Like, it was a lot of things that just wasn't going right, and the part of it was my fault, because I was really focused on the negative. But in that, and then I took a month off, so in that whole season of me not competing, I didn't compete at all, and I took 1 month off. And when I was in that mindset, I was very, very negative. I was looking at everything that was going wrong, not only on the track, but off the track. And it really does impact not only how you feel off the track, but on the track as well. But at some point, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I had to get real with myself, right? Take full accountability of where I was at that time, and just looking at, like, okay, the reason why I'm in this situation is because of me. There are some things that happen that I wish didn't happen. But however, resilience is the key. It doesn't, like, there's people that have less resources, less talent, less whatever, and they're still doing a lot more than I was doing. And on the flip side, there are some people that actually have more resources, right? And they're either better than I am or not as good as I am. But it honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I had to make sure that I was showing up because at that time I left my coach that was in high school, Coach Joey, right? And that was a leap of faith because I only knew coaches from high school, college, and I only went to one college, and that was UM. So there was not that many people that I really knew like this. So a lot of that that preseason was just me writing my workouts. It was just me making sure I get to practice, and I didn't have weight room, so I was doing Pilates by myself. And it's just like, okay, I said I wanted this, so I actually did it, right? And of course I was reaching out to people in the meantime, met some new people. I have a new coach right now, I have new teammates, and you know, and no matter what happens with these teammates or these this new team, I know I'll be fine. I know I will still keep going if people are cheering for me or if people are not. Because I wanted to run track. 2010, when I was just a little picnic, I knew I wanted to run track. I loved the way it felt to run and compete. So I was like, yes, this is something I want to do. And 15 years later, I'm still doing it, right? There were some people that, you know, I'm not saying it's bad on their end because they want to see me successful and stuff like that, but you know, just trying to convince me to quit track or do something else, use your time doing something else. But I was like, no, this is something I want to do, so I'm going full in, right? So those 2 years after college, I was kind of in and out, and I was moving with fear. I was moving with fear, and I feel like that just holds you. It just holds you back, because when I was moving through fear, I was just looking at what was wrong, which is not totally bad, right? But I was just focusing on what was wrong. So I was just making sure that I was looking at what I did have, what moves I can make with what I did have, right? I have, even though I had way less resources, I was like, okay, I can still make moves with what I have. And this past season was my fastest season since I graduated, since I left college, right? So it's just a mindset shift. No matter what's going on outside, I would not let that affect how I'm moving through life. I will find a solution, because nobody's coming to save me. There are people, so many people that help me and want to help me, but guess what? They will never know if I don't tell them. They don't want to see me fall, but I know the help that I get is just extra because I'm putting in the work to make sure I'm good. Because I don't want to be I know I didn't want to be a burden to the people in my life, so I'm trying to be like more independent, stuff like that. But it's like I want to make the people proud, but I know I won't be doing something that I don't want to do. I know that I want to glorify God in everything I do. And that's another thing. I've noticed that in every point of my life when I was doing like really, really good, I was in the Word. I was seeking God. So I knew I was missing something, and it was just like right in front of my face. I have to walk with God, because God would always help me and see me through. It's just having so much faith that no matter what's happening in front of me, what's happening inside of me, what I'm feeling inside, I'm still gonna show up. Because you can look at it in both ways, right? If everything is going right, I'm still falling back on God. If everything is going wrong, I'm still falling back on God. Because these accolades are really nice. This is something that I love doing. But there is more to life than this. But I know this is something that I want to do. And this season, well, last season, I knew I wanted to give this to God, this season to God. And this season, I already know I'm giving it to God.